For those of you that have been following me for a long time, you know that I am kind of a huge fan of Ubisoft, and I'm not a huge fan of Ubisoft at the same time. Got my hands on Watch Dogs Legion a little bit early from launch, and I played it a lot. I played it for probably 20-25 hours, but unfortunately, I could not finish it before today. So I'm going to give you guys my general impressions. They're about 20 to 25 hours in the game. But before we get on with the video, definitely hit that like button if you guys enjoyed the video. You can always subscribe to the channel for weekly content. Don't forget to go over there on Twitter and follow me at Lord Addict ILP. Without any further ado, let's talk about Watch Dogs Legion. What's going on, you guys? Gaming Ad here, coming at you for another video. Today we're going to be discussing a little bit of Watch Dogs Legions. Now let's go a little bit of a prior history in me and the Watch Dogs name. I played Watch Dogs 1. I played a little bit of Watch Dogs 2, but they didn't really click with me. Now I did not mind Aiden Pierce as a character in Watch Dogs 1, but I did feel like Watch Dogs 1 was an average game and Watch Dogs 2 wasn't too far behind that. So going into Watch Dogs Legions, it was kind of the same scenario. Like I kind of felt like this game would be average, and I felt like I wouldn't really enjoy a whole lot of this game, but I wouldn't hate playing it either. Watch Dogs Legion's story is obviously, we've seen from the commercials, it's in London, and there's a lot of stuff related to wars and, you know, a lot of conspiracies and the government reacting, and there's big giant corporations that's doing what corporations love to do, which is screw over the little people, screw over the people. And this game is about correcting that standpoint. This game is about correcting what these corporations have done with their millions of dollars and getting it back to the people where the people feel safe walking in the streets of London again. Something crazy about Watch Dogs Legions is there's no main protagonist. This game, pretty much the actual organization that you're building up is the protagonist. And what I mean by that is, in this game you will build up a organization. I won't go into who that organization is, from the ground up, where you'll recruit the first operative, then you'll branch out from there. You'll get special operatives doing special things on the map. Clearly this is a Ubisoft game, so they have those standards, practices that Ubisoft likes to do. I will say one thing, there is no type of watchtower or anything like that. You know how like in the Far Cry games and you know, relatively the Assassin's Creed, where they have a vantage point that you have to climb to the top of a tower and then you have to activate it and it shows the activities in that region. That is not in this game, and I'm kind of glad by that, because I do feel like that particular one was the one I was annoyed by the most. Now from pretty much the start, when you go into that area, you can see everything around you, and I think that's a very interesting key point that they got rid of, that I think a lot of people are going to really enjoy. Now there is a lot of different ways you can play in this game. The operatives in this game you can get, which come from any source in the game. If they're an AI, you can recruit them. Now some will definitely hate you more than others. I did have an incident where I knocked someone out and I like the person they were and I like how they fought, so I scanned them, put them in that roster of people that I could potentially go after to recruit to my organization. And to my surprise, when I went to that screen, it said a giant X in their name, and it says they hate my organization. And from the looks of it, it did not look like it was an option for them to join you. And I thought that was a really unique thing. Now, one of the things that I have noticed on here is, for the most part, you do have certain people that specialize in certain things. Like you got people that can box, you got people that can hack, you got people that can, you know, real specialization towards drones. Now their special abilities work fine, but I do feel like that if I get someone such as maybe a hitman, or, you know, anyone in the military for that means, if I come up to them and hit them with a hacker, to me, I feel like the skills should be such a disadvantage between the hacker and that person in the military that I should get washed by that person in the military. And it does work that way to a point, but I do feel like they should have went a little extra. Like it should have been one of those things to where if you go in there as a hacker, you need to use your hacking abilities. You use your drones to distract people. You need to make sure you use the spider and upgrade it fully so you can knock people out. And I think it would have been a lot more versatile with that. Now, as far as the operatives go, I know a lot of people have seen how they're doing these operatives in Watch Dogs Legions. There is a feature in Watch Dogs that you can make the operatives, if they get incapacitated, they will die. Now, I don't know, because I didn't play on that mode, if it's every time you get swamped by people, because I do know sometimes you get arrested. So maybe those individuals will live, but if you get anything that is related to going to the hospital or something, you might just permanently die there. And I'm kind of curious exactly how they will go about that, because I think the game was designed to play on that level, but that's besides the point. I think when the Series X comes out, this is definitely one of those games that they give me a 60 frames mode, that I will go back and I will play this with that feature enabled, so when I do die, there's a lot more consequences to my actions than them just going away for a little bit and then coming back after all that is over. Now, when someone is arrested or they get hurt or they get kidnapped, now if they get kidnapped, you can't get them back at all until you do that mission that is assigned to that individual person being kidnapped. But let's say that someone shoots me and my dude gets hospitalized or he gets arrested. There's a certain amount of time that you have to wait before you have access to that operator again. So for instance, if you go and recruit another operator that specializes in whatever that happens, so let's say I get an EMT. Now my dude just got hurt, he went to the hospital, but if I have an EMT, he gets out a little sooner. So instead of waiting 55 minutes or 30 minutes, you might wait 15 to 20 minutes or even 5 minutes. You can do something like that with a lawyer too, where, you know, they get arrested. I don't know if they come out immediately, but they come out a lot sooner than they would if you didn't have that individual as an operative. Now, like I said, this is my impressions. It's not a review. I have not beat this game yet, but these are just my impressions coming off of someone that has played the previous Watch Dogs and with the kind of quality of content that you get with Watch Dogs Legions. And with just that, I would go out on the ledge and say, from what I have played, as long as they don't completely drop the ball at the end of this game, this is the best Watch Dogs that's ever been out. Now, I know Watch Dogs has never lived up completely 100% to its name, so really saying it's the best Watch Dogs isn't saying a whole lot, but I do feel like there is some content here and there is some stuff that you can have fun with, and I do think that you can get a solid experience from this game just from what I've played on it. Now obviously when I completely complete the game, I will review it. I'll sit down, I'll write, you know, a positive negative list, find a really good balance, what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, what I feel is price worthy, and what I feel you should be doing with this game, and you know, definitely be looking out for the look of that. But for right now, this is definitely a positive experience and I'm enjoying every bit of it. But you know, tell me what you guys think. Were you a huge fan of Watch Dogs? Was that something that you guys went out and bought when it came out day one, or did you wait for it to be on sale? I'm kind of curious on that. I don't know if this would change your mind about the Watch Dogs brand. I've always enjoyed the Watch Dogs brand, didn't think they were anything special like I've said earlier, but you know, definitely tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. This is Gaming Addict. I'm out of here. Peace.